my God, your shoes are to die for.
Everyone's going crazy.
What?
Show us the shoes. Show us the shoes.
Are those
Shoe cam.
Louboutins?
Shoe.
OMG.
Cristiano
Oh. Oh.
Oh, they're spiky.
Louboutin. Oh. That looks
Love
good.
them.
Love. Sorry, guys.
They're going to be my new favorite shoes.
I love them.
See?
Are they comfortable? Are they comfortable?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, they're always
Do you
there.
want to see?
Yes. See,
Yeah.
Yeah, the red sole. They look gorgeous.
They're so comfortable.
They totally. I have something similar that was given to me, but they're like sandals that you slip onto. I don't know if you saw those.
The flat ones.
They're Louboutin. No, they're not flat. They have a heel, but they're clear, and then they have the spikes all over them.
Ooh, that's cute.
Yes, but these are hot. I love that, Mama.
Yeah.
Okay, so you remember the Hangout a little bit, don't you?
Yeah,
yes?
I do.
Okay, come
Closer.
This is our microphone.
No biting,
here.
please. Someone bit you.
Yeah.
I know. Yes, I have been
Yeah,
bitten.
Roxy.
Yes, and I won't name any names, but Aroxia is a known biter.
I thought you weren't going to name her.
Yes, we don't
Where
name any
is
names,
she?
but Aroxia
Yeah.
is, a biter.
She gets a little nippy. Little snippy.
Wow, look who's back in our hangout here at Fox 11. It's Maria, and we've got Nia Long joining us back in the hangout. It's been a few months
Thank you.
now.
It has.
Yes, and you're back because you are on House of Lies
Yes,
now.
I am.
Love
that show.
Do you love
It's
that,
a good
Tony?
show. Thank
Awesome
you.
show. Love that
Awesome.
Is
show.
with Don
It's
Cheadle?
so- he's so
Yes,
amazing.
isn't he fantastic?
There have been moments when we're in scenes together where I am so into watching him that I forget my line. I'm like,
Is that right?
Wow, you really switched that up. That was a good choice. It's like going to acting class and being in a scene with him. He's so good.
That is so awesome. Okay, we're going to talk more about that, of course, but I want to quickly introduce you to everyone in the hangout. Some of them you may recognize. I'm not sure. Clarissa is hanging out with us from New York.
Hi, Clarissa.
Diana is in Reno.
I remember you.
Yes, you can forget Diana. Diana, that will make your day. Koreatown
Hi,
here in
Jimmy.
Los Angeles.
Hey, Nia, how you doing?
In the UK.
Hi, I remember Justin.
Ah, Hampton is in Canada.
Anya.
We've got Kim, who's in Kansas City.
Nice.
Hello.
Monica is in Boulder, Colorado.
Hello.
Michael is in Australia, Brisbane.
Hi.
And we have Trev, who is in Yorkshire. He's also in England this morning.
Nice.
And we have a lot of people watching us on YouTube right now as well as on air. So thanks, you guys. Hello, YouTube. Make sure you like us and thumbs up and share the link. And if you have a question or comment, please tag anyone in the Hangout or leave it in the comments box, and I'll get it to Nia. Okay, thank you. All right, so let's talk about House of Lies.
Yes.
What do you play? And for those not familiar with the show, tell us a little bit about your character.
Well, the show is about a group of managing consultants, and Don Cheadle is sort of he's the star of the show, but he's also the core of the pod. I play Tamara. We're ex-business school partners, and I sort of leave the industry to go get married, raise a family, sort of like my own life. I took a little bit of a break to have my children.
Yes.
And she comes back to work for Gallweather Stern, which is the company that Marty works for. And there's sexual tension. There's, I would say, competitiveness between the two of them because she has a very sort of orthodox way of doing things. And she enters into this world of the House of Lies that where you are not allowed to be nice. It's every man for themselves. And Tamara's pretty cool because you don't quite know what her agenda is when you first meet her. And then as the storyline continues, you notice that she's maybe not as nice as you thought she was.
So she can be a bee, too.
Well, she definitely gets what she wants.
Ah, okay.
That's what I would say.
Well, it's a very popular show. Tony loves it. You guys have questions, I know, for Nia. So let's start with Jimmy. Yes, go ahead.
Well, first of all, I loved you since, I don't know, Boys in the Hood and everything, you know. But yeah, House of Lies, I've been watching it since the first season, and I'm so glad that you got a part on that show. I love that show so much. It's so funny and so well written, and I just want to know what your just general. I know you already got a general opinion on how it is to work with Don Cheadle, but I just want to know how does the cast gel outside of the off the scene, because they gel so well on scene, on screen. So
you know what, this is the second season, so they all have their way of working together. They're
You're
time.
like the
They're
new
comedic.
kid. Yeah.
I felt like the freshman coming into senior class. They have their timing down. They're very generous with ad libs, which is such a wonderful way to work. So you take what's on the page and then you add your own thing. But I would just say honestly, the atmosphere is fun. It's lighthearted. Everyone was so supportive and generous. Don Cheadle is just a pro. I was so happy that he won the Golden Globe.
So you hadn't worked with him before?
No.
This. Oh, okay.
We met once, like briefly in passing at an event, and but I've watched him.
Yes,
I've watched him since Boys in the Hood.
Exactly. Captain, yes, go ahead.
Yes. So I've got a question about research. This is a book called Consulting Demons, and the other one is McKinsey Way. For a moment, if I wasn't going to do what I do, I would be. I wanted to be a management consultant. So I want to ask you, what kind of research did you do, or the writers do? Do you know, to really shape the consulting management consulting?
The show is based on a book, and Marty Khan is actually a real person. So
wow.
I was given some things to read. I was sort of given a bullet point list of what management consultants do, but my character is a written character. Obviously, she's not part of the real Marty Khan world, and I think for me, I watched a lot, and I watched the show a lot to see just exactly how the pod sort of operates and how they manipulate situations and sort of how they really know how to get what they want.
So you watched the whole entire season?
Oh yeah, I watched the whole season. Right? I actually read the pilot of the show and loved the show, and there wasn't a part for me in the pilot.
Initially
before I was even offered the role, and I met with the producers and everything because they were just sort of starting out the casting process. And I was like, gosh, I wish there was a role for me, and here it is,
Wow.
Years later.
Go ahead, Justin. What's your question?
I was just wondering how easy it is to actually step into a part when a series has already been up and running. Obviously, because all the other cast know each other, it's already a unit, and you're coming in from the outside. What's that like fitting in?
Very scary. It was, starting a job is always, it's like that night before the first day of school where you can't sleep. So I definitely had those feelings, but it's also, they have such an amazing rhythm and chemistry. And I didn't want to come in and, try to compete with that. I wanted to try to find my own voice. And it took a couple weeks, but as I worked with Dawn, talked to the director, the producers of the show, I really was able to find her voice and find a way to fit in, but not seem like, the odd man out. So
you don't still have to go on auditions, do you?
I do.
You do.
I do, but I didn't audition for this.
You didn't do for this one. Okay.
No, this was. Because
you'd already been trying for the first season.
Well, I just had a meeting with them, and they weren't really even sure if I was right for the show initially. But this was an offer. It was one of the sweetest surprises. It came right around my birthday, so I think of it as a birthday gift. But yeah, if there's something I really want, I audition.
Really?
If it's something that I'm so about, then, you just wait for the next thing that moves you.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see how many actors do audition.
Oh, yeah.
Oscar-winning actors.
And now more than ever.
More than ever.
Now more than ever, the business has changed so much. There was a time when, offers would just come, and you'd say yes or no or pass, whatever. But I think there's less projects, and maybe the quality of the projects are better. So therefore, they know how many actors would love to be a part of, certain shows and films.
Interesting,
so,
you guys. Who had another question? Jimmy? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I've been watching the show since the beginning, like I said, and part of the charm, but also part of the quirkiness of the show was they would do these freeze moments, and Marty Khan would walk around and talk to the camera, and I noticed that in this season they're not really doing that so much. Is that something they're getting away from and getting more into the acting and the writing, or they're actually going to go back to some of the cool effects and the stuff like that that they did in the first season?
We didn't really have any freeze moments. I don't know if that's something they do in post. But I would.
You don't go.
Post.
Yeah, no, I know. I've seen that, and I'm like, that's what I meant to ask.
Hey, they do that in movies.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how it worked, how they did
some
it.
Movies, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's cheaper
so
to do it
good.
like that.
It's so good. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that this season, to be quite honest. But I enjoyed watching that from the first season. I really did.
Yeah, it was actually pretty cool. Yeah.
Kim, yes, go ahead, Kim.
Uh, I've been a big fan too for a long time, and the question I have for you is, from the beginning of when you started acting and to where you are now, what are some of the biggest points that caused you to learn a hard lesson, and what are some of the biggest points that you had a great experience with?
Well, that's a good question. I would say the hardest lesson for me in the over 20 something years I've been in this business.
Because you started when you were 5.
I was
but
like
yeah.
2.5.
Before you were born, you look like 18 to me.
I know you
Thank
do,
you.
actually.
It's my makeup artist. Sparkle did my makeup today. It's pretty good, I would have to say.
Here?
No, she's not here, but
Okay.
I hope she's watching. The hardest lesson for me was the fact that I started so young, so I had to grow up in the industry. And there was a level of maturity that I don't think I had early on that's sort of necessary to navigate through the waters of Hollywood. And so I had to learn patience. I had to learn it's fine to be direct and say what you need, but say it up front.
As a woman, too, don't you think? I mean, you're at a disadvantage as well.
Well, it's just harder for us because we have probably more needs than guys do to a certain extent before you get in front of the camera. I think it's really super important to any young actress to really know herself, to know what she needs, know what she wants, say it up front, and don't assume anything.
Have you ever said no to a role because of, something that was inappropriate to you?
Yes,
or
that happened
crossed your-
recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a film that I was attached to. I won't say the name because I really love the producer and I hope that it
You can
is
work together
amazing.
again.
Yeah, but I just, I was very clear about what I wanted up front, and the script was still being. It was still being developed, and when it came down to it, it just didn't quite hit the mark, and it was risky material, and I just thought, you know what, something else is going to come along. And then 3 weeks later, The House of Lies came along. So,
See, don't compromise your values.
Don't compromise your values,
what
your
you-
integrity, and don't compromise anything, really.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if you stay true to who you are, the jobs will find you.
Exactly. Okay, you guys.
Can I get one last question?
Yes, the last question to Deanna.
Cool. I get the Kimpton question. This is awesome.
Yes,
I'm
you
like,
do.
you have to ask me something. I remembered you from last time.
Well, I was being nice and let everyone else have their say, and then kind of cut it in at the end. It's like I was just kind of curious. Like throughout your careers, like you've done so many different things: comedy, drama, just so much. It's like, what is your favorite kind of role to play? Is like, I mean, when you actually go looking for roles, what is it that you usually find yourself looking for?
Yeah, what genre?
I would love to do a period piece. I am dying to do a period piece. And I just, I don't know what it is yet. I haven't found it yet. But I really would love to do a period piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to see you in that too.
A nice,
the costumes,
the
and everything,
costumes,
yeah. The language too.
The
No recordy.
Yeah.
The fact that I can actually probably get on camera and do very little makeup and just be sort of raw.
Really, you would embrace that.
I would.
How about Downton Abbey? Would you go into if a role is offered to you, Downton Abbey? Would that be
Like
the kind
Downton
of?
Abbey would not. Have you gotten on that bandwagon?
No, I haven't.
Oh, the Downton Abbey series in English. It's English and it's in this castle. Yeah.
Can I tell you? I'm gonna just because you said that I'm gonna look that up. But here's the thing. I've been watching Sesame Street. For the last Big Bird and I are very good friends. Big Bird has become very popular, and not because of the election.
I hear you on that.
So pardon my ignorance, but I'll get with it.
Check out Downton Abbey.
I will.
On that note, you guys, thank you for hanging out with Neil Long. Check out House of Lies. It's on what are we so sorry.
Showtime.
10 o'clock p.m.
Showtime at 10 o'clock. So check your
Please
listings
watch-
on Sundays.
Please support it. It's such a wonderful show, and it's going into its third season. They got picked up for number 3. I don't know. Maybe they'll bring me back. So write letters so they can bring me back.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Can you take a quick photo of me and I?
Absolutely.
Do we look up there?
Yeah, come closer.
Please.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stunning.
She's gorgeous.
280-year-old girl.
In person. Oh God.
Thank you, ladies and gents. Have a good
guys.
one.
Thanks for
You too,
joining
Mia.
us.
Take care.